and welcome to another episode of Design Tips and Sips. I'm Anna Gibson with AKG Design Studio, and this is a show that brings you design tips and sips. And we share everything about interior design, home design, lifestyle, and everything in between that makes your home life fabulous. Today, I am super excited to have my guest, Jana Donohoe, that is coming all the way from the mountains, to share our tips about actually home gym. So welcome, Jana, and thank you so much for joining me today. And I'll let you introduce yourself. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, great. Yeah. So, hi, everybody. I'm Jana Donohoe. I'm currently in just right outside Denver, Colorado. I have been an interior designer for probably over 18 years. I'm not going to count. Long
I
time.
know, I'm at 20, so like I definitely stopped counting.
Yeah. You just got to start counting. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, gosh. Yeah. Like I sound really old. But seasoned, right? We're very seasoned.
Yes. Yes. Hey, we
um,
started when we were 5 years old playing Legos, all
Exactly,
right? So
exactly.
that's
Yes,
it.
we
Yeah.
started super young.
Yeah.
So I guess I've been an interior designer for a long time, mostly residential, a little bit commercial. And then earlier this year, I kind of branched out and created another division of my design company called Shapespace. And what Shapespace is it focuses more on home gyms and recovery spaces, not only in homes, but also I'm expanding into commercial as well. So that's been super exciting. I'm also a personal trainer and nutrition coach. So that's kind of what led me to Shapespace.
All right.
But
So I'm super excited to talk about all that with you today. And your favorite drink is coffee. So we're drinking coffee today.
Yep.
Cheers. It is early in the
Cheers.
morning in Colorado.
Yes.
So again, thank you for joining us. My favorite drink the last couple of months is the the cortado. I keep forgetting the name of it. But I have to say, I
What
found it
is
in
it?
Europe. So it's a double espresso with just
Okay.
a foam on top. So it just gives
Ooh.
it a little bit soften that double espresso because
Ooh.
I just really just drink double espresso. But
Okay.
that. And I'm excited because I started when I found it in Europe, and actually there's a lot of places in the US, including some of the big chains that have it now. So I'm really
Oh,
excited that they
that
have
is
it.
very
So
exciting. What's it
yeah,
called again?
cortado.
Corchado.
Yep.
Corchado.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah.
I
So
will have to
cheers to
try it.
us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cheers.
So talking about Europe, Jenna and I met through the Design Hounds, which is phenomenal program for designers, and we actually get to travel within the U.S. and the whole world and explore design and new trends. So we get to create great connection between us designers, but
Yeah.
also learn together and bring new trends and information to the US from our travels. So maybe sometime we just bring coffee.
I
Yes.
know. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our next design hounds. We'll take it to Europe and we'll have our coffee. The
Perfect.
really good stuff,
Yes.
because Europe's got the really
Yes.
good stuff, right?
Yep, absolutely. So I know you, I started to follow your personal journey, I think right before COVID or during COVID. Is this where you kind of like started like really? I saw you on the Peloton every day because there was nowhere to go. So tell me
Yeah.
how you started with that journey.
Yeah, so yeah, fitness has always been a part of my life, but yeah, I think during during COVID, yeah, we had nothing else to do, right? So I
Right.
think I
Yep.
was really starting to document like my working out, and I was a crazy Peloton person and would ride like 100 miles and
Yes.
in a day and do like all the crazy little competition things that because we had nothing else to do.
Yep.
So,
I
but
was
yeah, so
training
I
for my
really
Ironman because we didn't have anything else to do, right?
exactly,
It was a good
yeah.
time to do all that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we kind of followed each other
Yep.
on each other's journey during that time because you were doing that and then I was doing like all the Peloton. And then I think we had like a little challenge at one point, like how
Yeah.
many miles can you ride this
Miles.
week?
Yeah.
And yeah. So yeah, that was fun. But Yeah, so I think like I really started documenting like my fitness journey probably right around COVID. And then it just sort of continued. I just really got into it, and just I think started realizing that there was more to fitness and more room to grow, I think, in the design industry. And then I personally moved from North Carolina to Colorado. So that also kind of expanded my lifestyle slash health and wellness journey, being out here in the mountains. And so, yeah, so I just started thinking, I'm like, there's got to be a way where I can integrate design and fitness and wellness into something. I didn't know quite what it was yet, but then Shape Space was born out of the idea that I could try to create movement and people's health in their environment. So that's kind of where Shape Space came from.
That's awesome. And if people don't know, Colorado is a really, really big, I would say, a very, very sporty, you know, state and to begin with. Like
Yeah.
a lot of triathletes actually live in Colorado because it helps them with the mountains and acclimation.
Yep.
So it is crazy. So some of the biggest triathletes really live actually in Colorado. One of my favorite is Timothy O'Donnell and Riri, his wife, that live in Colorado, and there's a whole big team of triathletes that live there. So,
Yep.
so if you are into all that, that is the place to be. So you're in perfect spot for that.
Yes. Yeah.
And as designers, we always talk about how the spaces inspire us, right? So for a while we had a gym in our basement, and I feel that it was killing my soul, right? Yeah, we
Yeah.
have all the basic stuff, but it's that specific space. Like a lot of other people, probably it's in the basement. It might not have windows, and
Yeah.
it's just you go in there, you kind of go through the motion, but you're like you don't really want to go there. And at the same time, because of COVID, we see a lot of movement of people creating a lot of things in their home. So if God forbid we have another pandemic or something crazy like that, they can create that whole health and wellness in their home and not need to go out. So
Yeah.
is this kind of like where you started?
Yeah. So during COVID, because we had nothing else to do, and I was just working out like crazy, and I was the same way. So my gym was in the basement, and it was just like half done. It was dingy. It was just like a place where we put equipment and we weren't worked out. But I didn't want to really go down there. It was dingy, and it was like, you know, I have personally the motivation to go work out, so I would do it, but it was like I didn't really want to be down there. And
Right.
so during COVID, we really focused. So I took part in the one room challenge, if you've ever heard of that,
Hmm.
and redid the entire basement. It luckily was a walkout, but it was still like super gross and dingy. So So I redid the entire gym and the walkout, and I expanded it well beyond in the backyard, and it turned into this whole huge project.
That is awesome. So we're gonna share. Yeah, there's photos that gonna be floating around, so you
Yeah,
can see the remodel she did for herself and some of the other clients. So
yeah.
how do you approach design a gym that is differently than any other regular room in your home?
Well, so I think you have to start with what motivates you. So like, what colors motivate you? What's really like inspirational to you? Because obviously we're learning that a gym needs to go well beyond the equipment. It's not the equipment itself is not going to bring you into the space. So I think I treat it just like any other space in my house. Like, what do I want to see down here? One, we need to sort out zones so that we have the proper zones for all the different movements, weight training, cardio, stretching, recovery, and then really break that down into what motivates me, what is going to be pretty down there, but also functional at the same time. So I think storage solutions are key as well, because I think, as we know, like with like neuroaesthetics and neuroscience, clutter is not good for our mental well-being.
Yes, yes.
So nobody wants to see a bunch of gym equipment or, loose like bands and dumbbells just laying around. It does something to our, mental wellness. So storage solutions, color, things like that, like that. Just, I think we have to extend the what we would do in the rest of our homes down into the basement, wherever it's at.
Right. And of course, lighting as well, right? So we talked about
Lighting,
like a
yes.
lot of the time that the gyms are not on the main floor, or even like you had a walkout. So even with the walkout, the lights tend to be
Yeah,
limited. So it's super important to have some good light source that is going to set the mood. And I would think that maybe even interchangeable light. So recently,
yes,
if you watch our episode about Lutron, you can literally control the light. So, I know you love doing the Peloton rides. A lot of people do that. So you don't want to have the super bright light, right? When you do that, you want to have that
correct.
studio feel. So you want to be able to dim the light and have that
Yep,
like really cool studio run. But then if you're doing weights or more of a cardio or something else, you definitely want to brighten up the space so that light can totally change how you even work out in your gym, right?
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Lighting is huge for our well-being, and so it can really make or break any design in any room. So, especially in a gym, we have to pay special attention, because one, I think like dimmers are super important, but yeah, like lighting that we can control for certain levels and certain activities in the space. So, like you said, like if I'm doing cardio, I might want that lighting level a little bit higher. If I'm stretching and I'm on my back, I don't want to have hot spots. I don't want to be
Yes.
blinded by my light. So I think it's important to have different levels, putting on dimmers, and I think recessed lights are the absolute worst that we can put in our gym. And we have to deal with them. But I always tell everybody, I'm like, you're going to have hot spots if you're going to, stretch or look up at the ceiling. So you have to know that. So lighting is huge. It's huge.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And we definitely can look at our lighting option. A lot of times now, we utilize just cove lighting that
Yep.
embedded into, if you're doing a full remodel, right? Then you have the
Yes.
opportunity to embed it, and then you can do a light around the room. But yeah, I totally get it, because when I go to my yoga studio, I no longer work out in the basement. I just couldn't deal with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the thing is like, oh my God, we have that one recessed light that is right about your face when you're trying to like get into that zone with yoga. So that's definitely a very important thing that we need to think about
Yeah.
when we're doing the light. And if there's a way for you to redo it, if you're already doing a full remodel,
Absolutely.
that
Yep.
is very very important to do that. So like every other room in the house, it is very important to talk to the expert, talk to a designer like you that really familiarize yourself, knows what it is to work out in and out, day in and out, and really imply everything that you learn also from your own journey and experience to your clients.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that it is just super important to have the different levels of lighting. So I switch mine constantly, personally, like because I don't always work out at the same time every single day. So we have to think about that too. But yeah, like I will go from my lighting that's just around my mirror, that's just a little ambient. I've got some sconces down there that sometimes I just want on. And if I'm really like in a zone like of recovery, then I sometimes just turn them all off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
So what kind of tips? Yeah. what kind of
Oh,
tips we can give somebody that maybe have a smaller home gym, they might not be able to do like a full remodel, but they are looking to enhance their space, so at least they can start with the journey to work out where they are.
yeah, and that's the thing too, is not everybody has a big, huge space to dedicate to working out, and there's a lot of different equipment, one that is out there that is more space saving, but I would say find a zone that is just dedicated to that. Like it might be a corner. Like I don't love corners of homes because it's an afterthought. But I get it. Like sometimes that's just what we have to do, right? So I would say dedicate a corner, whatever, a little space to working out and find something that's really motivational to you. Whether it could be a poster, it could be a picture of something, maybe it's a color. Start there and then also focus on lighting. So maybe you just bring in a floor lamp or some kind of a lamp and get rid of the recessed lighting that most of us have. But yeah, just really dedicate that space, something that's really going to motivate you to want to be in that space.
Yeah, and I tried to move it out of the bedroom. A lot of people end up putting it in their bedroom, and
Yeah,
honestly, when I come back, it just end up being the clothing rack.
the clothes rack.
Uh,
Yeah,
so so probably moving into from your bedroom where you actually need to get into your gym clothes, and even if you're walking 5 steps into the hallway, or like you said, a different dedicated zone that you don't really need to but you feel like everything else, like you and I, we work from home a lot of the time, so even though I have a studio, I do work from home sometimes, and I really need to force myself to put some clothing and go down and sit by my computer. And I think the same thing, because otherwise I'll stay in my regular, PJs all day, and then I'll be like doing laundry, preparing
yeah,
dinner, and doing everything but work. And I think the same thing is with working out, right? You need to put your workout clothes on and then move into that specific space that is not where you're sleeping. Hopefully,
yeah.
if this is the only space you have, so be it. But if you have the opportunity to moving out of like that kind of environment, when it, like you said, energizes you and give you that opportunity to do so. You also talked about the fact that you are also now a certified trainer and do wellness. So how do you incorporate that as like a full package, I guess?
Yeah, so how I run Shape Space now is I do just like we would go into anyone's home and do like a consultation for designing a space. So I do that and then I add in the extra level of really digging into what their health and wellness goals are. So what are they looking for? Is their ultimate goal to build muscle? Are they trying to lose fat? So I go into a whole wellness consultation in addition to a design consultation. So really trying to understand what their overall goals are. And then I also do nutrition coaching too. So it's like it's just a whole package. So we'll design the gym space just like I would any other design project, but then I add in the extra layer of knowing what their goals are. So here's the equipment that I can now suggest to you to reach those ultimate goals. So yeah, so it's just a whole wellness package built into one thing.
That is awesome. That is amazing. I feel like you need to have your own TV show for that, because I seriously, like, how are you not selling it to HGTV? Look, this is
I've
not
never
going to be
tried.
PG, but seriously, like, because like for me, in my mind, it reminds me, I don't know, like if you ever seen the Netflix show with the British designer that designed all the sex rooms. Not that
No, I
like,
haven't seen
oh my
that.
God, you have to see it. But it was exactly kind of the same thing, because she's going in and she's like having this very deep conversation about their sexuality and what they're trying to do. And obviously she was not coaching them after that,
Oh, right.
but she was building a whole room around these activities. So
Hey,
now I'm sitting here thinking about, like, man, you need to have your own TV show, Jana. Like, we know people, you need to talk to them.
okay,
This is going to be
I'm pitching it
amazing.
next.
Yes. All right. We are petitioning Netflix. Come get
Okay,
her.
all right. Yeah, Netflix, hear us out.
There we go. Yes, yeah. Because like it's amazing. Because like most of the time, like you said, like obviously we don't coach our when we do kitchen bathrooms. Obviously we don't coach our clients about cooking. We might bring a chef to help them do some fun things in their kitchen, but not. But the fact that you're staying with them and giving them this whole package,
Yeah.
that is so awesome. I'm like, this is really amazing because I think it also will help them stay, and you probably see it in your journey that it helps, you can see that they're staying motivated to actually use it and not just you created a beautiful place and a space for them and they're like, okay, that was great, love working with Jana, and now it's like, bye, see you later, and like
Yeah.
create another clothing rack or something that collecting dust wherever it is.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's important because we can spec equipment or, they can go buy equipment all day long, but if it's not the right equipment for what their ultimate goals are, then yeah, it's going to end up being clothing rack. And then it's not like, oh, here's the equipment, bye. You have to teach. Not everybody knows how to properly um,
Use the equipment,
use
yeah.
the equipment, and two, they don't have the proper form, and if you don't have the proper form, then you're not going to get the results you need. So it is really like I am very invested in not just the design of the space, but the motivation to get them to use the space and then the space be right for them. So it is really, I'm very invested in their wellness overall. So usually I do that. It's like a 6-week package where I will come in and do training with them and then nutrition coaching and kind of talk about macros and all that kind of thing. So yeah,
That's awesome. And then it
it is
gives you an
very
opportunity
invested.
to remodel their kitchen.
Exactly. Yes. Do you need to
Yes.
remodel your kitchen so I can help you with your nutrition goals? So
That is fantastic. I absolutely love your concept. This is absolutely fun. It is really provide a whole lifestyle and a life cycle around the house for people to feel better in their space, which also brings me to the question is like, where do you see the wellness focus coming in the next 5 to 10 years? I know the NKBA report just came back, and again, the health and wellness is going to be trending pretty strong, but where do you see it working directly with the clients?
So, I mean, I think we are right now. I think I saw a statistic the other day that said the wellness industry right now is at like a $3 trillion business.
Wow.
It's huge. It's huge. So I think more and more people are really starting to take this opportunity and where we're at in life and recognize that our health is should be our top priority, because without it, what does anything else mean? It means nothing. So I think people are starting to recognize that, and I think it's going to be huge in the next 5 to 10 years. It's only going to get bigger, and I think what I'd personally like to see, and I do think it's going to happen eventually, is I think we will start integrating these wellness spaces. So whether that is like built-in saunas in our master or our primary bathrooms, I think we will have more spaces that are dedicated to home gyms or yoga rooms, studios that are removing obstacles for people. So not necessarily in someone's basement or leftover spaces. They're not going to be afterthoughts anymore. I think we're going to see builders start integrating those on main floors. And yeah, I think it's going to be pretty big coming in the next 5 to 10 years for sure.
Absolutely. And I think it's really important for us as designer to also, not push the agenda, but I would say also push the agenda and make sure that we listen to our clients. Because
Yeah.
a couple of years ago, I was working with a client, her house burned down. We started from the ground up, and we really, the architect didn't really listen to her. He did like, okay, great, like this is a nice new box. But then when I started to work with her, she was very much into yoga, and the bedroom was huge to begin with. So all it took is just to push the bathroom a little bit into the bedroom, and we created this beautiful corner room that was just enough for her yoga mat and couple of little, weights, small weights that you can do on the floor, nothing really crazy, with big beautiful windows that when she's meditating and she's doing her yoga, she has this beautiful view of the backyard.
Mhm.
But all she got to do is get up in the morning and walk to the back of her bedroom, and she has this beautiful yoga. She doesn't even need to go all the way to the basement. And
Yeah.
it's just a matter, as the importance of working with designers like you, like myself, that see the value and can see the space and make sure that we create those spaces for our clients where your contractor most likely not going to look at these things. Like, he's probably going to be great and at creating the space and finishing the space, but not visualizing what you actually need for your lifestyle. And as like you said, I see a lot with my clients. We add a lot of steam rooms and saunas. We had a sauna in her house as well, but we also see a lot of new showers coming with steam rooms as
Yep.
well. That this, and then Kohler just came out. We talked about not long ago that Kohler came out with the new system, their shower, the Anthem Plus, that actually have cold plunge within the shower.
Yeah.
So again, if you are doing a big remodel, you don't have to go to a special place to do that. You can actually do all these things at home in the comfort of your home, and you don't have to drive somewhere
Yeah.
to do all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and I think what we need to start pushing, and I think what we'll start seeing is, yeah, I think, well, one, I think natural light is huge for any home gym,
Yes.
recovery space, yoga studio. I think natural light is essential. So I think starting to plan out the spaces that revolve around like the natural light. So, like I said, like main floor living, um, and then and then two, like starting to integrate some of these recovery um, things like the sauna or like the cold plunge in our spaces already. So we're not necessarily having to dedicate extra spaces to recovery. So yeah, so why can't we start adding saunas in the back of our steam showers? Or why can't we turn our primary bathtub into a cold plunge as well? Why can they not be these dual things? So I think we'll start seeing more and more of that, and less of like a dedicated space to that, and it'll just all start to be integrated. And I do think another like wellness thing that we'll start to see coming is, well, one, I think we're going to have focus more on lighting, and then air quality and water filtration. So I think those are all going to be big coming in the next, I think, years, in the next several years.
Absolutely. Yeah. And especially, well, you live in the mountain, beautiful, but yeah, but more of the dense, the dense area, urban area. I think air control and
Yeah.
quality is super, super important, because you just don't have that. So, yeah, so those are really, really all good points. So, do you want to tell me a little bit quickly about the commercial side of if somebody's listening and he has an office, and tell us, do you work? I know you go into clients' home, but do you also work nationally? Tell us a little bit more of how you do all your magic.
Sure. Yeah. So right now, I've actually got a project that is outside of Toronto, Canada, and it is a commercial recovery studio. It's a contrast therapy. So it is a dry sauna and cold plunge. So the idea is you do the contrast therapy. If you've never heard of it, it is basically you go into the sauna for your 20 minutes, and then you get out and you immediately go into the cold plunge, and you can do that like multiple
Yeah.
times.
Everybody thinks that I'm crazy when I do that.
But it is, like I said, like the wellness industry is booming, and more of these contrast therapy studios are popping up all over the place. So I am working on that right now. So it is the contrast therapy studio, and then also like doing boutique gyms, just a smaller mom and pop gyms that really could use some help, not going from like a gray or a beige and a black
Yes.
floor. It just gives you a little bit more excitement of, I want to be there.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. As a former CrossFitter, I totally agree with that. It's like we can move on from this rugged look for
Like,
every possible gym.
every possible gym, and then like the typical, like, I'm just gonna like put a staple up an American flag over here in the corner. It's
Yes.
like every CrossFit gym ever. So I think like
Yeah.
those types of things. And then I would love to, and I don't know like what kind of beast this is, but I would love to start seeing hospitality gyms step up a little bit too. Because like how many gyms do you go to when you're, on vacation, and they're literally gray and beige. I'm like, this is like the most boring thing ever. Like, make me excited to want to be here. Like, you spend all this money and time on designing the hotel rooms, the lobbies, the restaurants, and then the gym gets like zero love. I'm like,
Yes. Somebody forgot it, right? Yeah. They
somebody
just threw
forgot it. It was an
equipment,
afterthought. We
painted
ran out of
the
money.
walls
Like,
gray, and that's
yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah. And I think with this like industry boom of wellness, I think that is one way to really stand apart from your competition. Is like, I specifically look at, when I'm going on vacation, I look at the hotel gym. I'm like, do they have a hotel gym? One, two, what does it look like? I mean, and three, what kind of equipment is there in it?
Yep.
Because like, if
Absolutely.
it's not meeting my standard, I'm not staying there. And I cannot be the only one. So
No,
I
you're
think the
absolutely
hospitality
not.
industry
And
needs to step
yeah.
up.
Yeah, and even some of the bigger chains that, like, when you look at their advertising on TV about their lifestyle and stuff like that, and you expect to have this amazing gym because that's their like branding online about, like, and then you actually look at the gym and are like, so you forgot about that? You gave me a yoga mat in the room, and the gym
Yeah.
is just like somewhere like awful. Like, what's up with that?
I know. Yeah. So it's awful. So I would really love to see some change happening in the hospitality industry, because I care, and I know I'm not the only one.
Absolutely not. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Tell us where we're going to share definitely all your information at our show notes so people can connect with you and hire you and get amazing gym and amazing results. But tell us quickly, where should they follow you, and what's the best way to connect with you?
Yeah, so you can follow me on social media, which Instagram, my gym account is at my shape space. And my design account, which I don't focus too much on the gym over on that side, is at Jana Donohoe Designs. So both of those. But if you specifically want the gym, it's at my shape space.
Perfect. Fantastic. And I'm sure there's a link there to connect with you
Yeah.
and get you going. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Anna.
you
It was
so
great talking
much
to
for
you.
absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you out there for joining us today as well. Again, I'm Anna with AKG Design Studio. And if you love the show, make sure you subscribe and click like and share it. We drop new episodes every Wednesday afternoon Eastern time. So if you want to be a guest on the show, just email me, info@AKG Design Studio. Again, the notes are in the note show. If you just have any questions, you're welcome to email me at Anna@AKG Design Studio. But most importantly, please share the love, share the show, click subscribe, and also ring the bell to make sure that you get the reminder when we get our next show. So until next, cheers, and thank you again for joining us.